The time capsule. Chapter 1. The invitation. Sarah sat at her kitchen table, sipping her morning coffee and flipping through the mail. Bills, advertisements, and a handwritten envelope caught her eye. She set down her cup. Her curiosity piqued. She tore open the envelope and pulled out a letter. Dear Sarah, it's been 20 years since we graduated from high school, and the reunion committee is excited to invite you to our class reunion. Join us in celebrating old friendships and reminiscing about the good times. We hope to see you there. Sincerely, the reunion committee. Sarah smiled, her mind flooding with memories of her high school days. She had lost touch with most of her classmates, but the thought of seeing them again filled her with a mix of nostalgia and apprehension. She wasn't sure if she wanted to revisit that part of her life, but the idea of reconnecting with her old friends was tempting. After a moment of hesitation, she decided to go. She marked the date on her calendar and began to mentally prepare herself for the journey back to her hometown. Chapter 2. The Reunion. The day of the reunion arrived, and Sarah found herself driving along familiar roads. As she approached the old school building, memories came rushing back. She parked her car and took a deep breath before stepping inside. The gymnasium was decorated with streamers and balloons, and a large banner read, "Welcome back, Class of 2004." Sarah scanned the room, searching for familiar faces. She spotted Jake first, standing near the refreshment table. He looked much the same, though with a few more lines on his face and a touch of gray in his hair. "Sarah, over here," Jake called out, waving. Sarah smiled and made her way over. They hugged, and it felt like no time had passed at all. Soon, Lisa and Tom joined them, and the four friends were reunited. They spent the evening catching up, sharing stories of their lives, and laughing about the old days. As the night drew to a close, they found themselves reminiscing about their senior year and the time capsule they had buried behind the school. "Do you remember what we put in there?" Lisa asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I have a vague idea," Tom replied, "but we should dig it up and find out for sure." Excited by the prospect, they made plans to meet the next day and unearth their buried memories. Chapter 3. Unearthing the Past. The next morning, the four friends gathered behind the school, armed with shovels and a sense of adventure. They found the spot where they had buried the time capsule and began to dig. After some effort, they unearthed the metal box, its surface rusted with age. With bated breath, they pried it open. Inside were various items, photographs, trinkets, and letters they had written to their future selves. They sat in a circle, each taking a turn to read their letter aloud. Chapter 4. Sarah's Letter. Sarah unfolded her letter, her heart pounding with anticipation. The paper was yellowed and fragile, but her handwriting was still legible. Dear future Sarah, I hope you've achieved your dreams of becoming a journalist. Remember to stay true to yourself and never give up on your passions. Life is an adventure, and I hope you've embraced it fully. Loved, Sarah, age 18. Sarah felt a lump in her throat as she read the words. She had pursued journalism for a while but had eventually shifted to a different career. She realized how much she had grown and changed since she wrote that letter, but the core of her youthful dreams still resonated with her. The friends listened intently, each reflecting on their own journeys as Sarah shared her reflections. Chapter 5: Jake's Journey. Jake was next. He opened his letter with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Dear Jake, I hope you've made it as a professional athlete. Remember to always give it your all, no matter what. Sports are your life, and I hope you've found success and happiness. Best, Jake, age 18. Jake chuckled, reminiscing about his ambitions to become an athlete. He had pursued sports passionately but faced injuries that redirected his path. He shared his journey of finding new passions and how those experiences had shaped him into the person he was today. Chapter 6: Lisa's Legacy. Lisa's turn came next. She delicately opened her letter, smiling as she read. Dear Lisa, I hope you've become a famous writer. Never lose your creativity and always follow your heart. Writing is your gift to the world, and I hope you've shared your stories with everyone. Yours truly, Lisa, age 18. Lisa reflected on her struggles with writer's block and the perseverance it took to find her voice. She spoke about her journey as a writer, the ups and downs, and the satisfaction of eventually getting her work published. Her story inspired her friends and reminded them of the power of persistence. Chapter 7: Tom's Trials. Tom was the last to read his letter. He opened it with a sense of anticipation. Dear Tom, I hope you've made it big as an entrepreneur. Keep pushing boundaries and take risks. Business is your passion, and I hope you found success and fulfillment. Sincerely, Tom, age 18. Tom shared his experiences in the business world, from early failures to eventual successes. He talked about the lessons he learned and the importance of resilience and adaptability. His journey underscored the value of never giving up, even in the face of adversity. Chapter 8: Shared Memories. The friends spent the rest of the afternoon reminiscing about their shared experiences in school. They laughed about their adventures, friendships, and challenges, realizing how those moments had shaped who they were today. The time capsule had brought back forgotten memories and deepened their bond. Chapter 9: Unexpected Revelations. As they continued exploring the contents of the time capsule, they discovered additional items they had forgotten about. These items unveiled secrets and stories that added new dimensions to their memories. They learned more about each other and themselves, gaining a deeper appreciation for their shared past. Chapter 10: Reconnecting. The friends discussed their current lives, struggles, and successes, offering support and advice to one another. Their reunion strengthened their bonds, and they vowed to stay in touch and support each other through life's ups and downs. Chapter 11: New Beginnings. Inspired by their reunion, the friends decided to make new plans and goals. They reflected on the importance of friendship and shared history, each taking steps towards their renewed dreams. Their journey together had reignited their passions and aspirations. Conclusion. As the reunion came to an end, the friends said their goodbyes but promised to reunite again. They felt inspired and rejuvenated by the experience, each carrying the lessons and memories from their past into their future. Alex's journey had come full circle, reminding them of the importance of reconnecting with the past to shape the future.
Alex's journey to achieving his dreams. Chapter 1: Dreams of the Stars. Introduction to Alex's fascination. From the moment he could speak, Alex was captivated by the night sky. His earliest memories were of his father lifting him onto his shoulders to point out constellations. The twinkling stars were like a puzzle, each one holding a piece of the vast universe. His fascination grew with each passing year, fueled by books, documentaries, and endless nights spent with his trusty telescope. Family support. Alex's family, though not wealthy, was rich in love and encouragement. His mother, a teacher, nurtured his curiosity, often bringing home books on astronomy and space exploration. His father, a mechanic, would spend weekends helping Alex build model rockets and teaching him the basics of physics through practical experiments. Early inspirations. One Christmas, Alex received a biography of Neil Armstrong. The story of Armstrong's journey from a small-town boy to the first man on the moon resonated deeply with Alex. He read the book cover to cover, multiple times, feeling a profound connection with Armstrong's determination and courage. School days. In school, Alex's passion for space set him apart. While other kids played sports or video games, Alex spent his free time in the library, devouring books on astronomy. He became known as the Space Kid, a title he wore with pride. His teachers recognized his potential and often encouraged him to participate in science fairs and competitions. The telescope. One pivotal moment in Alex's early years was when his parents gifted him a telescope for his 12th birthday. It wasn't the most advanced model, but to Alex, it was a gateway to the universe. He spent countless nights in the backyard, mapping out constellations, observing the moon's craters, and dreaming of the day he would walk among the stars. Early struggles. Despite his enthusiasm, Alex faced significant challenges. His small-town school had limited resources, and advanced science courses were not available. He often felt frustrated by the lack of opportunities and guidance. However, these obstacles only fueled his determination. He sought out online courses, participated in science forums, and connected with amateur astronomers who shared his passion. Chapter 2: The Early Years. Exploring Alex's childhood, his supportive but modest family background, and the initial influences that shape his dreams. Despite limited resources, Alex excels in school, particularly in science and mathematics, driven by his passion for space. Chapter 3: The First Hurdles. As Alex enters high school, he faces significant challenges. The local school lacks advanced courses in physics and astronomy, forcing him to seek out online resources and self-study. Despite his dedication, the pressure and lack of guidance lead to moments of doubt and frustration. Chapter 4: A Beacon of Hope. Meeting Mr. Thompson, a retired aerospace engineer, marks a turning point in Alex's journey. Mr. Thompson becomes a mentor, providing valuable knowledge and encouragement. Under his guidance, Alex applies to prestigious universities, securing a scholarship to a renowned aerospace program. Chapter 5: University Life. Alex's transition to university is filled with new challenges and opportunities. He struggles initially, but finds support in a group of like-minded peers. The competitive environment pushes him to his limits, but he perseveres, participating in seminars, clubs, and internships. Chapter 6: The Crushing Rejection. A significant setback occurs when Alex is rejected for a NASA internship. This rejection deeply affects him, leading to a period of self-doubt and questioning his abilities. Through therapy and self-reflection, Alex learns to cope with stress and views failures as learning opportunities. Chapter 7: Building Resilience. With renewed determination, Alex focuses on strengthening his foundation of knowledge and skills. He explores new interests, such as robotics and space technology, joining research teams and contributing to innovative projects. This phase is marked by personal and professional growth. Chapter 8: Small Victories. Alex begins to achieve significant milestones, such as publishing research papers, winning competitions, and securing internships at prominent aerospace companies. Each success fuels his motivation and brings him closer to his ultimate goal. Chapter 9: The Ultimate Challenge. After years of relentless effort, Alex finally secures an internship at NASA. The experience is demanding but rewarding, allowing him to showcase his abilities and build a strong network within the organization. This chapter captures the intensity and excitement of his time at NASA. Chapter 10: A Dream Realized. The climax of Alex's journey comes with a full-time job offer from NASA. Achieving his dream of becoming an astronaut is a monumental achievement, but Alex realizes that this is just the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Chapter 11: Reflections and Inspirations. Alex reflects on his journey, acknowledging the struggles, setbacks, and personal growth that have shaped him. His story becomes a source of inspiration for others, demonstrating the power of perseverance and the importance of never giving up on one's dreams. Chapter 12: A New Beginning. Alex's life at NASA is filled with new challenges and opportunities. He continues to push the boundaries of space exploration, contributing to groundbreaking projects. This chapter sets the stage for his ongoing journey and future aspirations. Summary. Alex's journey to becoming an astronaut is a testament to the power of dreams, determination, and resilience. Growing up in a small town with limited resources, Alex's fascination with the stars drove him to overcome numerous challenges. His early years were filled with a deep passion for science, despite the lack of advanced courses in his local school. This period of self-study and relentless pursuit of knowledge set the foundation for his future success. A transformative encounter with Mr. Thompson, a retired aerospace engineer, marked a pivotal moment in Alex's journey. Mr. Thompson became a mentor, providing invaluable guidance and support. With his help, Alex secured a scholarship to a top university where he faced rigorous coursework and fierce competition. The support of like-minded peers during this time was crucial as they helped him build a strong foundation of knowledge and skills. Despite his hard work, Alex faced significant setbacks, including a crushing rejection for a NASA internship. This period of self-doubt was challenging, but it taught him to view failures as opportunities for growth. Through therapy and self-reflection, Alex developed resilience and learned to adapt his strategies, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Small victories along the way, such as publishing research papers and securing internships, kept Alex motivated and brought him closer to his goal. His determination culminated in securing an internship and eventually a full-time position at NASA, marking the realization of his dream to become an astronaut. These achievements were the result of years of relentless effort and unwavering focus. Reflecting on his journey, Alex recognized the importance of perseverance, mentorship, and support networks. He understood the necessity of balancing personal well-being with professional aspirations. Alex's story illustrates that achieving one's goals requires not just talent and hard work, but also the ability to adapt, learn from setbacks, and remain focused on the bigger picture. His journey serves as an inspiration to others striving to achieve their dreams.
Journey to Mastery: Improving English Skills. Overview: the protagonist, Alex, a non-native English speaker, embarks on a journey to improve their English skills for career advancement and personal growth. Alex explores various methods like immersive learning, joining language clubs, taking online courses, and using language apps. The story highlights challenges, milestones, and the transformation Alex undergoes through consistent practice and determination. Chapter 1: The Realization. Alex sat in his small apartment in the bustling city of Buenos Aires, staring at the job posting on his laptop. It was the perfect opportunity: an international company looking for a project manager. The only catch was that the job required excellent English skills, both spoken and written. Alex had always been reasonably good at English. He had taken classes in school and even watched a few movies in English, but he knew he wasn't fluent. His heart sank a little as he realized how much he needed to improve to even have a chance at landing the job. Determined not to let this opportunity slip away, Alex decided it was time to take his English skills to the next level. Chapter 2: Setting Goals. The next day, Alex made a plan. He wrote down specific goals: enhance vocabulary, learn 10 new words daily, improve listening skills, watch English movies, and listen to podcasts. Practice speaking. Join a language exchange club. Master grammar. Take an online grammar course. Read more. Read English books and articles. With his goals set, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to embark on this journey. Chapter 3: Immersive Learning. Alex decided to start with immersive learning. He switched the language on his phone and computer to English. He began watching his favorite TV shows and movies with English subtitles. Initially, it was overwhelming, but he quickly adapted. One evening, while watching Friends, Alex realized he was starting to understand the jokes without needing to pause and think. It was a small victory, but it boosted his confidence. Chapter 4: Joining a language club. To improve his speaking skills, Alex joined a local language exchange club. Every Thursday evening, he would meet with a group of people eager to practice English. The first meeting was nerve-wracking. He stumbled over words and felt self-conscious about his accent. However, the group was supportive, and Alex soon made friends. They encouraged him, corrected his mistakes, and celebrated his progress. These weekly meetings became a highlight of his week. Chapter 5: Online Courses and Language Apps. Alex enrolled in an online grammar course. The interactive exercises and quizzes helped solidify his understanding of complex grammar rules. He also discovered language apps like Duolingo and Babbel, which made learning fun and engaging. Every morning, Alex spent 30 minutes on these apps, reinforcing his vocabulary and grammar. The gamified experience kept him motivated. Chapter 6: Reading and Writing. Alex started reading English books, starting with simple novels and gradually moving to more complex literature. He kept a journal where he wrote daily entries in English, reflecting on his day and the new words he learned. One day, he decided to write a short story in English. It was a challenging but rewarding experience. He felt a sense of accomplishment as he penned down his thoughts in a language that was once foreign to him. Chapter 7: Overcoming Challenges. There were days when Alex felt discouraged. He struggled with pronunciation, misunderstood idioms, and sometimes felt like giving up. However, he reminded himself why he started. Each setback was a learning opportunity. During one of his language club meetings, a native speaker complimented Alex on his progress. "Your English has improved so much since we first met," they said. This acknowledgement fueled his determination to keep going. Chapter 8: Real-world Practice. To get more real-world practice, Alex started volunteering as a tour guide for English-speaking tourists. This role required him to communicate clearly and confidently. It was daunting at first, but with each tour, he became more fluent and comfortable. Chapter 9. The Interview. Months of hard work paid off. Alex applied for the project manager position and was invited for an interview. He prepared meticulously, practicing common interview questions and answers with his language club friends. On the day of the interview, Alex felt nervous but prepared. He greeted the interviewers confidently, answered their questions with clarity, and even cracked a few jokes. His English was far from perfect, but his progress was undeniable. Chapter 10. New Beginnings. A week later, Alex received a call from the company. He had got the job. Overwhelmed with joy, he realized how far he had come. His journey to mastering English was not just about learning a language. It was about perseverance, resilience, and believing in himself.
Ria's journey to success. Ria was a girl born in a small, bustling town, the kind where everyone knew each other, and aspirations rarely extended beyond the borders of what was familiar. Her family was middle class, her father a clerk in a government office and her mother a homemaker who juggled the household with precision. Ria's life, though modest, was filled with dreams, far too big for the little world she inhabited. She wasn't like the other kids at school who were content with following the path laid out before them. Ria wanted more. She wanted to fly. From a young age, Ria knew she was different. While others were content, playing or daydreaming, she was constantly thinking about how to make her dreams a reality. She read voraciously, devouring every book she could find on success, ambition, and the lives of people who had risen from humble beginnings to achieve greatness. Her heroes were not just the celebrities and business magnates, but also the everyday people who had struggled, fought, and eventually triumphed over their circumstances. When Ria reached her final year of school, the pressure of deciding her future weighed heavily on her. Her parents, though supportive, could not afford the tuition for the prestigious universities she dreamed of attending. Ria's heart sank when she saw the looks of concern on their faces as they discussed her future. But Ria was not one to give up easily. She promised her parents that she would find a way, that she would earn her own FEs and make them proud. As soon as she finished school, Ria started applying for scholarships and financial aid. She knew that if she wanted to achieve her goals, she had to secure her education. After a series of interviews and countless forms filled out late into the night, she managed to secure a partial scholarship to a well-known university in the city. The scholarship covered half of her tuition, but Ria still needed to find a way to pay for the rest. Determined not to burden her parents, Ria took on several part-time jobs. She worked as a tutor, teaching younger students in the evenings. She found a job at a local cafe where she worked early mornings before heading to her classes. On weekends, she would assist at a nearby shop, managing accounts and helping with sales. Ria's schedule was grueling, her days starting before dawn and ending long after the stars appeared in the sky. But she loved it. Every hour she spent working brought her closer to her dreams, and that was all that mattered. Despite the long hours and the constant pressure, Ria excelled at university. She was always at the top of her class, her professors impressed by her dedication and intellect. But it wasn't easy. There were nights when exhaustion would overtake her, and she would fall asleep at her desk, books still open in front of her. There were times when the weight of it all, the work, the studies, the financial strain, felt like too much to bear. But every time Ria felt like giving up, she would remind herself of the future she was working towards, the life she wanted to build not just for herself but for her family. Ria's ambition was not limited to academics. She wanted to experience everything life had to offer, to explore new opportunities, and to push herself beyond her comfort zone. She began looking for ways to earn money that would also help her grow as a person. She started freelancing online, using her skills in writing and editing to take on projects for clients around the world. She learned about investing and started a small portfolio with the little money she had saved. She even began a blog where she shared her journey, hoping to inspire others like her to chase their dreams. Her blog started small, with just a few readers, but Ria poured her heart into it, sharing not just her successes, but also her struggles and the lessons she learned along the way. Slowly, her readership grew, and before long, she was receiving messages from people all over the world who were touched by her story. Ria was thrilled by the opportunity to connect with others, to share her experiences and help them on their own journeys. As she continued to push herself, Ria began to see the fruits of her labor. Her freelance work picked up, and she was soon earning enough to cover her tuition and living expenses. Her blog attracted the attention of a few brands, leading to sponsorships and collaborations that provided her with additional income. Ria was finally starting to see her dreams take shape, but she knew this was just the beginning. With each success, Ria's confidence grew. She started to think bigger, to dream of possibilities that once seemed out of reach. She wanted to travel, to see the world and learn from different cultures. She wanted to start her own business, to create something that would make a difference in people's lives. And most importantly, she wanted to give back to her family, to repay them for all the sacrifices they had made for her. Ria's determination was unshakable. She knew that achieving her goals would not be easy, that there would be obstacles and setbacks along the way. But she was ready for it. She had come too far to turn back now. She continued to work hard, to learn, to grow, and to push herself beyond her limits. One of the biggest challenges Ria faced was balancing her work and studies with her personal life. While she was focused on her goals, she often found herself missing out on the social experiences that her peers were enjoying. She rarely had time to hang out with friends or attend parties, and her relationships sometimes suffered as a result. But Ria knew that sacrifices were necessary if she wanted to achieve her dreams. She was willing to put in the hard work now, knowing that it would pay off in the future. Despite the challenges, Ria never lost sight of her vision. She remained focused, disciplined, and determined. And slowly but surely, her efforts began to pay off. She graduated with top honors, securing a coveted position at a prestigious company in the city. Her hard work had finally paid off, and she was on her way to achieving the success she had always dreamed of. But Ria's journey was far from over. She knew that this was just the beginning, that there were still many challenges and opportunities ahead. She continued to work hard, to learn, and to grow, always striving to reach new heights. And as she looked back on her journey, she realized that it was not just the destination that mattered, but the journey itself. The struggles, the sacrifices, the hard work, they had all shaped her into the person she was today. Ria's story is a testament to the power of ambition, determination, and hard work. It's a reminder that no matter where you come from or what challenges you face, you have the power to shape your own future. Ria's journey was not easy, but it was worth it. She had achieved her dreams, not because she was lucky, but because she was willing to put in the work to make them a reality. As she stood on the brink of her future, Ria knew that she was ready for whatever lay ahead. She had learned that success was not just about achieving your goals, but about the person you become in the process. And as she spread her wings and prepared to fly, Ria knew that she was capable of achieving anything she set her mind to. Ria's journey was far from a straight path. There were times when she stumbled, moments when she questioned whether all the sacrifices were worth it. But every time doubt crept in, she reminded herself why she had started of the dreams she held close to her heart and the promises she made to herself and her family. After graduation, Ria's hard work landed her a coveted position at a prestigious company in the city where she quickly made a name for herself. Her dedication and innovative ideas didn't go unnoticed, and she rapidly climbed the corporate ladder. Within a few years, she was promoted to a leadership position, becoming one of the youngest executives in the company's history. But Ria's ambitions didn't stop there. With the confidence gained from her success, she decided to take a leap of faith and start her own business, a dream she had nurtured since her early days at university. She wanted to create something that could make a difference, something that would empower others to follow their dreams, just as she had. Using the skills she had honed over the years, Ria launched a startup focused on providing educational resources and mentorship for underprivileged students. She remembered her own struggles and wanted to help others who, like her, were determined to succeed, but lacked the resources and support. Her business quickly gained traction, fueled by her passion and the unwavering belief that education could change lives. The success of her business exceeded even her wildest expectations. Within a few years, her startup expanded across the country, partnering with schools, universities, and corporations to provide scholarships, internships, and training programs. Ria's efforts were recognized with numerous awards, and she became a respected voice in the education and entrepreneurial communities. Despite her growing success, Ria never forgot where she came from. She made it a priority to give back to her family who had supported her every step of the way. She bought her parents a beautiful home, ensuring they would never have to worry about finances again. She also set up a fund to support her younger siblings in their education, determined to give them the same opportunities she had worked so hard to create for herself. Ria's story soon became an inspiration to many. She was invited to speak at conferences and universities, sharing her journey and encouraging others to pursue their dreams with the same tenacity and determination that had guided her. Her blog, which she continued to update, now had millions of readers, all eager to learn from her experiences and insights. But even as she achieved one success after another, Ria remained grounded. She knew that none of it would have been possible without the constant hard work and perseverance that had carried her through the toughest times. She also knew that the journey was ongoing, that there were always new goals to set, new challenges to overcome, and new heights to reach. One evening, as she sat on the balcony of her apartment overlooking the city skyline, Ria took a moment to reflect on her journey. The city lights twinkled below, a symbol of the vibrant life she had built through years of hard work. She thought back to the little girl with big dreams who had once sat in a small town reading about the lives of successful people, wondering if she could ever achieve something similar. Now, she realized she had not only achieved her dreams but had gone beyond them. She had created a life filled with purpose, success, and fulfillment. Ria knew she had earned every bit of it, not through luck or shortcuts, but through relentless effort, a willingness to learn, and the courage to take risks. As she looked up at the stars, Ria smiled, feeling a deep sense of peace and accomplishment. She had always wanted to fly, and now, after years of soaring through challenges and triumphs, she had truly found her wings. She knew the sky was no longer the limit for her, and with the same relentless drive that had carried her this far, Ria was ready to continue reaching for the stars. Finding peace through life's challenges, a story of strength and resilience. Maya grew up in a quiet town. Life seemed simple, but it was not. Challenges were everywhere. From a young age, Maya learned to be strong. Her parents taught her the value of patience. They often said, "Life isn't easy, but it can be peaceful." One day, Maya's father lost his job. The family was in shock. Bills piled up. The house felt cold. Maya, could see the worry in her mother's eyes. But her parents stayed calm. They sat together, making plans. They knew they had to face this hardship as a family. Maya watched them closely. She noticed how they didn't blame each other. Instead, they supported one another. Her father found odd jobs. Her mother started selling handmade crafts. Slowly, things got better. This was the first lesson Maya learned. In difficult times, unity and calm are key. Years passed. Maya finished school and moved to the city. She found a job in a big company. The city was busy, loud, and stressful. Maya often felt overwhelmed. But she remembered her parents' example. She took deep breaths. She planned her days. She stayed calm when things got tough. Slowly, she learned to manage her stress. But then, something happened that shook her. Maya's best friend, Nisha, fell ill. Nisha was diagnosed with a serious disease. The news hit Maya hard. She couldn't understand why life was so cruel. She wanted to help, but didn't know how. Maya felt lost. One evening, she visited Nisha in the hospital. Nisha was weak but smiled at Maya. "Don't worry about me," Nisha said softly. "I have accepted this. It's hard, but worrying won't change anything." Nisha's words stayed with Maya. They made her think deeply. This was her second lesson. Acceptance is a powerful tool. Maya began to see life differently. She understood that some things are beyond control. Trying to fight them only creates more pain. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means making peace with reality. Nisha's condition worsened. Maya felt sadness like never before. She didn't want to lose her friend, but she knew she had to be strong. She visited Nisha every day. They talked, laughed, and sometimes cried together. These moments were precious. They taught Maya her third lesson. Even in the hardest times, there can be moments of joy. Eventually, Nisha passed away. Maya was devastated. The world felt empty without her friend. She struggled to find meaning in life. But then she remembered the lessons she had learned: unity, calm, acceptance, and finding joy in small moments. Slowly, Maya began to heal. She realized that life is a series of challenges. Some are big, some are small, but all can be faced. It's about how you handle them. Maya started volunteering at a support group. She met people who were going through tough times. She shared her story and listened to theirs. This was her fourth lesson. Helping others helps you heal. Maya continued to live in the city. She faced many more difficulties. Work stress, financial problems, and loneliness were common. But each time, she used the lessons she had learned. She stayed calm, accepted what she couldn't change, found joy in small things, and helped others. One day, Maya met a man named Arjun. He was kind, patient, and wise. They fell in love and got married. But even in this new chapter, challenges arose. They faced issues like any couple. But Maya and Arjun were a team. They communicated openly. They supported each other. They found solutions together. When their first child was born, life changed again. Parenthood brought new joys but also new challenges. Sleepless nights, financial worries, and the pressure of raising a child were all very real. But Maya and Arjun took it in stride. They remembered to stay calm, accept the tough moments, and cherish the joyful ones. As the years passed, Maya often reflected on her life. She had faced many storms, but she had also found many moments of peace. She realized that peace doesn't mean the absence of difficulties. It means finding calm in the midst of them. Maya's life was not perfect. It was full of ups and downs, but she had learned how to handle them. She knew that difficulties were a part of life. They could be faced with strength, patience, and wisdom. She shared these lessons with her children, hoping they would grow up strong and peaceful, just as her parents had hoped for her. One day, as Maya sat in her garden, watching the sunset, she felt a deep sense of peace. She thought about all the challenges she had faced. Some were small, some were life-changing, but she had faced them all. She had learned, grown, and found peace in the process. Maya knew that more challenges would come. Life was unpredictable, but she wasn't afraid. She had the tools she needed to face anything that came her way. And most importantly, she had learned that peace is not something you find, it's something you create, even in the hardest of times. This was the final lesson Maya learned. Peace comes from within. It is built on a foundation of acceptance, unity, patience, and love. It is strengthened by helping others and finding joy in small moments. And it is a gift you give yourself, no matter what life throws at you. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Maya smiled to herself. She had lived a life full of challenges, but also full of peace. And in that moment, she knew she had truly learned how to handle difficulties in life. She had learned how to live peacefully. After Maya and Arjun settled into married life, Maya's career took a demanding turn. The company where she worked underwent major restructuring. With it came job insecurity and increased workloads. The pressure was intense, and Maya often found herself working late into the night, sacrificing time with her family. The stress began to affect her health, and she struggled to maintain a work-life balance. At first, Maya tried to push through, believing that hard work would solve everything. But as the weeks turned into months, the exhaustion became unbearable. She was losing sleep, her patience was thinning, and she felt disconnected from her loved ones. Maya realized she couldn't continue like this. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, Maya sat down with Arjun. She poured out her frustrations and fears. Arjun listened patiently, holding her hand. "You don't have to carry this burden alone," he said softly. "We'll figure this out together." That night, Maya reflected on her father's words from years ago. Life wasn't just about surviving challenges, it was about facing them with wisdom. She decided to seek help from a mentor at work, someone who had been through similar situations. The mentor advised her to prioritize her well-being and to set boundaries. He suggested taking a step back, assessing her career goals, and considering new opportunities that aligned better with her values. This was a turning point for Maya. She realized that facing difficulties didn't always mean pushing harder. Sometimes it meant reassessing the situation and finding a new path. With Arjun's support, she started looking for other job opportunities. It wasn't easy, but she knew she needed to make a change for her peace of mind and for her family. After a few months of searching and several interviews, Maya found a new job that offered a better balance between work and life. The new role allowed her to continue growing professionally while also giving her time to focus on her health and family. This experience taught Maya her fifth lesson: true strength is knowing when to make a change. As their child, Arav, grew older, new challenges emerged. Parenthood was full of joy, but it also brought stress, worry, and fatigue. Arav was a bright and energetic boy, but he struggled in school, particularly with reading and writing. His teachers were concerned, and so were Maya and Arjun. They wanted to help Arav, but they didn't know how. Maya often stayed up late, researching learning difficulties, trying to understand how to support Arav. She felt guilty for not noticing the signs earlier and worried about how Arav's struggles would affect his future. The stress began to take a toll on her again, and she found herself slipping back into old habits of overworking and neglecting self-care. One day, after a particularly frustrating meeting with Arav's teacher, Maya broke down in tears. She felt like she was failing as a mother. Arjun found her sitting alone in the living room, her face buried in her hands. He sat beside her, letting her cry. "Maya, we're in this together," he said gently. "Arav is a wonderful child. We'll find a way to help him. But you can't do this alone, and you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself too." Arjun's words reminded Maya of the importance of balance. She realized that to be the best mother she could be, she needed to be kind to herself. She couldn't solve every problem on her own, and she didn't have to. Maya reached out to a child psychologist and a tutor who specialized in helping children with learning difficulties. With their guidance, she and Arjun worked together to support Arav. It was a long journey, filled with ups and downs, but over time, Arav began to improve. He gained confidence and started to enjoy learning again. Through this experience, Maya learned her sixth lesson: asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. Just as things were settling down, life threw Maya another curveball. Her mother was diagnosed with a serious illness. The news hit the family hard. Maya felt a deep sense of fear and helplessness. Her mother had always been her pillar of strength, and now she was the one who needed support. Maya took on the role of caregiver, visiting her mother every day, managing her medical appointments, and ensuring she was comfortable. It was exhausting, both physically and emotionally. Watching her mother's health decline was heartbreaking, and there were days when Maya felt overwhelmed by the weight of it all. During this difficult time, Maya's mother remained incredibly strong. She accepted her illness with grace and focused on the time she had left. She often reminded Maya to take care of herself and to find joy in the little moments they shared. One evening, as they sat together on the porch, her mother shared some words of wisdom. Maya, life will always have its challenges, but remember, it's not about how much time we have, it's about how we spend it. Find peace in the present and don't let fear take away your joy. These words resonated deeply with Maya. She realized that even in the face of loss, there could be peace. Her mother's strength and acceptance taught her her seventh lesson: peace comes from living in the moment and finding joy despite the difficulties. When her mother passed away, Maya was heartbroken, but she also felt a sense of peace. She had spent meaningful time with her mother, and they had shared many beautiful moments together. Maya knew her mother's wisdom would stay with her forever. As Maya entered the later stages of her life, she found herself reflecting more on her journey. She had faced many hardships: financial struggles, career challenges, parenting stresses, and the loss of loved ones. Yet, she had also experienced great joy, love, and peace. The lessons she had learned over the years had become a part of who she was. Maya began practicing mindfulness and meditation, seeking to deepen her sense of inner peace. She learned that peace wasn't something she had to search for outside of herself. It was within her all along. It was about being present, accepting life as it was, and letting go of the need to control everything. She started sharing her experiences with others, writing about the lessons she had learned and speaking at community events. People admired her resilience and the calmness she exuded, even in the face of adversity. Maya's life became a beacon of hope for many who were struggling. In her later years, Maya found a new passion for gardening. She loved watching the flowers bloom and the vegetables grow, each plant a symbol of patience, nurturing, and the natural flow of life. Gardening taught her her eighth lesson: life, like a garden, requires care, patience, and trust in the process. Maya's garden became her sanctuary, a place where she could reflect, heal, and find joy. She spent hours tending to it, finding peace in the simple act of nurturing life. The garden flourished, just as Maya had, despite the challenges she had faced. As the years passed, Maya looked back on her life with a sense of fulfillment. She had faced many storms, but she had also learned how to find peace amidst them. The lessons she had learned: unity, calm, acceptance, finding joy, asking for help, living in the moment, and nurturing life had guided her through every challenge. Maya knew that difficulties were a natural part of life, but they didn't have to rob her of peace. She had found a way to handle them with wisdom, patience, and love. Her life was not without pain or loss, but it was also full of beauty, growth, and deep, abiding peace. As she sat in her garden one last time, surrounded by the flowers she had nurtured, Maya smiled. She had lived a life full of challenges, but she had also lived a life full of peace. And in the end, That was all that mattered.